Have you ever seen your dog scratch and wondered if it's just a normal itch? Or have you noticed them being a little less energetic lately? Sometimes the cause is so small you can barely see it, but the threat it poses is enormous. We're talking about parasites, the silent invaders that can cause serious harm to our beloved dogs. Today, we're diving deep into the world of these unwelcome guests to understand what they are, how they affect our dogs, and most importantly, how we can protect our furry family members. Let's start with the ones you might have already encountered. External parasites. These are the critters that live on your dog's skin and fur. First up, fleas. These tiny, wingless insects are more than just a nuisance. When a flea bites your dog, its saliva can trigger an allergic reaction, leading to intense itching, redness, and even hair loss. This condition is called flea allergy dermatitis, and it's one of the most common skin problems in dogs. Constant scratching can break the skin, opening the door for secondary bacterial infections. Fleas are also incredibly resilient. A single female flea can lay up to 50 eggs a day, which fall off your dog and infest your home, your carpets, your furniture, your bedding. Before you know it, you have a full-blown infestation that's difficult to get rid of. Next, we have ticks. Unlike fleas, ticks aren't insects. They're arachnids, related to spiders. Ticks latch onto your dog by burying their mouthparts into the skin to feed on blood. This process is bad enough, but the real danger lies in what they transmit. Ticks are notorious carriers of dangerous diseases. You've probably heard of Lyme disease, which can cause fever, joint pain, and lameness. But there are others, like ehrlichiosis and anaplasmosis, which attack blood cells and can lead to severe illness, bleeding disorders, and even death if not treated promptly. Ticks often hide in tall grass and wooded areas, waiting for a host to pass by. Once on your dog, they can be hard to spot, especially on long-haired breeds. This is why a thorough check after every walk is so important. These external parasites are a high-risk threat for all dogs, regardless of where you live. Now, let's move on to the parasites you can't see, the ones lurking inside your dog's body. These are the internal parasites, and they can be just as, if not more, dangerous. First, let's talk about intestinal worms. There are several common types, and each one causes problems in its own way. Roundworms are one of the most frequent offenders, especially in puppies. They often get them from their mother's milk or even before birth. These worms live in the intestines, stealing nutrients from your dog's food. A heavy infestation can lead to a pot-bellied appearance, poor growth, diarrhea, and vomiting. You might even see spaghetti-like worms in your dog's stool or vomit. Then there are hookworms. These tiny worms are particularly nasty because they hook onto the intestinal wall and feed on blood. In puppies or small dogs, a severe hookworm infection can cause life-threatening anemia, characterized by pale gums, weakness, and black tarry stools. Dogs can pick up hookworm larvae from contaminated soil, either by ingesting it or through skin contact, often through their paws. Finally, there are tapeworms. These segmented worms are usually transmitted when a dog ingests a flea-carrying tapeworm larvae. You might notice small, rice-like segments around your dog's rear end or in their bedding. While tapeworms are less likely to cause severe illness, they still rob your dog of vital nutrients and cause discomfort and irritation. The key takeaway here is that intestinal worms damage the gut, disrupt digestion, and steal the nutrition your dog needs to thrive. But there is one internal parasite that stands in a category of its own for the sheer devastation it can cause. Heartworm. This is not an intestinal worm. As its name suggests, it lives in the heart, lungs, and associated blood vessels of infected animals. And how does a dog get heartworm? From a mosquito bite. It's that simple. When an infected mosquito bites your dog, it injects microscopic larvae into their bloodstream. Over the next 6 months, these larvae travel through the body, eventually reaching the heart and lungs, where they mature into adult worms that can grow up to a foot long. Imagine these long, spaghetti-like worms clogging your dog's heart and major blood vessels. They interfere with the heart's function, damage the surrounding tissues, and restrict blood flow. In the early stages, there might be no symptoms at all. But as the disease progresses, you may notice a persistent cough, reluctance to exercise, fatigue after moderate activity, and weight loss. By the time these symptoms appear, significant damage may have already been done. Treating heartworm disease is a long, expensive, and risky process. It involves a series of injections to kill the adult worms, strict cage rest for months, and careful monitoring by a veterinarian. Sadly, even with treatment, the damage to the heart and lungs can be permanent. In severe cases, heartworm disease is fatal. So we have the visible parasites, like fleas and ticks, crawling on the outside, and the hidden ones, like intestinal worms and heartworm, causing damage from within. How do we fight back? The answer is simple and incredibly effective. Prevention. Your veterinarian is your greatest ally in this fight. Regular checkups are essential. For intestinal worms, a fecal test can detect the presence of eggs, allowing for targeted deworming treatment. For heartworm, a simple blood test can detect an infection, but remember, prevention is always the best medicine. Today, there are amazing monthly preventative medications available that make protecting your dog easier than ever. Many of these products are broad spectrum, meaning a single simple dose can protect against fleas, ticks, heartworm, and several types of intestinal worms, all at once. These often come as a tasty chewable treat or a topical liquid you apply to the skin. The key is consistency. You must give it every single month year-round, without fail. A single missed dose can leave a window of opportunity for parasites to take hold. Think of it like a shield that you renew every month to keep your dog safe. Treating a parasite-related illness is always more difficult, more expensive, and more stressful for both you and your dog than preventing it in the first place. You can't control every patch of grass your dog sniffs or every mosquito in the air, but you can control their protection. Parasites can kill quietly. They are a constant threat, but they don't have to win. By taking action, you can ensure these hidden dangers never get the chance to harm the one who trusts you with their life. Monthly prevention is not just a medication. It's a lifelong commitment to your dog's health and happiness. It protects your dog for life. Talk to your vet, choose the right preventative for your dog, and give them the gift of a healthy, parasite-free life. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on keeping your pets happy and healthy.